You might find yourself in a situation where you want to jump up to a higher place and there's no way to get up there, there's no ladder or stairs or anything like that. And we don't have any spells to help us get up there and it's too far to jump up. If you're small, like Tav here is, and you've got someone strong like Lae'zel, you might be able to just about throw somebody up. There we are. Then we come to Gale, and all of a sudden we can't throw him because Gale is 130 pounds in weight. Let's have a look at Shadowheart. She's 110, but even so, too heavy. So we've got two options to help us have the possibility to throw someone who's too heavy. We can either make ourselves stronger, and Lae'zel will do that by drinking a potion of Hill Giant Strength. And we'll go to the next turn because I'm in turn-based mode, just to double check that it isn't possible with this current strength. Yeah, too heavy. And too heavy. Still not strong enough, even with a strength of 21. Do not fear, we do have a spell. Gale is now a bit smaller.
Will be done.
And it's gone from 130 pounds down to 55.3 pounds. And we should just about be able to throw him up. Obviously he's lost concentration, so now he's not reduced anymore, but maybe that's not so much of a problem. However, Shadowheart, we're just going to have to leave it behind. Lae'zel's got no time for Shadowheart. Of course, you might not want to be throwing at allies all the time. Up on the roof, which really helps with throw distance, so just with a goblin booyag here, we can throw them just to the edge of this shadow of the tree. Just also want to show you that goblins are lighter than most humanoids. They are small, but they are heavier than gnomes and halflings, who are 40 pounds each. Goblins here are 70, so let's start ramping things up. Let's get Potion of Hill Giant Strength. And this time we can go just a little bit further than the edge of the shadow. Not much further, mind you, just a little bit. Now, this is why I made a sorcerer and I picked heightened spell. I wouldn't normally do this, but for making this video, we can try and reduce the booyag, but you can see they've got a chance to resist the spell. It requires a constitution saving throw to resist, but with heightened spell, they get disadvantage on this throw. There we are, reduced, apparently not in combat.
Blood.
And now all of a sudden we can see we've got much, much further distance that we are able to throw this goblin. Wave almost, but not quite, almost to the other roof on the other side of the path here. But what I'm going to do is just launch them out of the village, because I can. I can't quite make it down into the river, but they'll be down by the river, close enough. Let's put them about as far away as we can throw them. Nice bit of damage as well, not loads, but because of the falling, 8 damage, and the damage roll itself from the throw, I think it's 1d4, is 3 damage in this case. I assume we're going to start combat. And this video is kind of the mixture of 2 videos I've put out in the last month or so, one about having a high strength with a particular build, and also about throwing enemies while not being seen. Apparently goblins don't care about being thrown. This one isn't reduced, so I can't throw it anywhere near as far. I'm still going to throw it into a barrel. It's always good to hit something. There's the combat. One thing I forgot to do, but can't get down there very quickly, is see how heavy this goblin booyag is. So I'll go and do that. So here we are. This goblin booyag went down to 12 pounds in weight, down from 70. So it looks like in this case they went down to about 20% of their original size. Though when we reduced Gale, it was only down to about just under half, wasn't down to 20%. I'm not quite sure how the scaling of the weight is working, but it seems like reducing smaller creatures at the moment, just from 2 data points, is more effective in terms of a percentage reduction. Since the ogres are nearby, I'm going to show you if it's possible to reduce them and throw them, which is the whole point of this video. So their weight is 7,000 pounds. I don't think even a potion of Storm Giant Strength or Cloud Giant Strength is going to help us throw something that heavy. I can try and reduce shock. It would be better to do this on the sorcerer. Yeah, it didn't work because they got a decent saving throw. So wait for the sorcerer's turn. And once again, I will use heightened spell to try and reduce them. If that fails, I'm just going to reload because I did make a quick save just here. Right. It says 45. They do have disadvantage. Ah, nice. It doesn't show us.
Nice.
So from 7,000 down to 400. That's less than 10% of their original weight. So what I said earlier might not be true. I don't know how this scales. I'll have to go around testing this, but still, 400 pounds is too heavy for the Lae'zel to throw. Even if, actually, I didn't check this yet. There we are. 21. Still can't throw. Still too heavy. I think even enlarging a creature doesn't actually affect their throwing or carry weight. It just affects their weapon damage and strength checks and saving throws. But the throwing here isn't a strength check or saving throw. It's just a different mechanic altogether where it compares the strength and weight of what's being thrown. So this little combo isn't going to work for everything and everyone. But we can do a nice bit of damage there. So here I'm going to try and reduce a flaming sphere. This is before reduction. Its normal weight is 398 pounds. Fairly heavy. When reduced... Uh-oh, that wasn't intended. Well, reduces 80 pounds, which should mean when we get to Lae'zel's turn... Kind of funny that these goblins are actually at least neutral, not attacking me. Quite nice. What we're going to do... Actually, what we might do... is throw this at Lae'zel. So on her turn, she can... Maybe she might have to jump over to the flaming sphere to get there because she's quite far away. Yeah, she wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. So... Jump over to here. And throw. Not quite as far as I perhaps would like, but it is fairly heavy to begin with. This is one other way of getting a flaming sphere around the battlefield. Honestly, this whole video isn't really meant to be taken too seriously. You might find some use at some point. But you could use this as a weapon, I suppose. And let's just see how far we could throw it. Throwing takes an action. Ooh, it's quite far. Having height really lets you throw things much, much further. Let's see how far that goes now. Need to prone, yeah. Flaming spheres are invulnerable and all. Because flaming spheres, actually we'll get to its turn, can't really move very far. They can go 30 feet. This is the normal distance something can move, but that's all it can do on its turn apart from ram. It's got nothing nearby to do that. It can jump if I'd had enough movement speed. It can't jump very far. If you needed and wanted, could be used to transport a flaming sphere, especially if it's got somewhere to get up high where it can't jump up or roll up. Get this combo going. One last thing I kind of want to point out is that with the enlarged reduced spell, we cannot actually target inanimate objects. So when we go over something like the brazier here, it says the target cannot be an inanimate entity. However, flaming sphere counts as an animate entity. I suppose it is moving and all. So let me know what you will use, if you will use this combo of reducing, and I'm actually enlarging here just for the sake of it. Reducing and throwing, because I'm not going to go through the whole game doing this with absolutely everybody. If you made it this far, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.